Do you want to know how to make money as a teenager? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting, good communication, all through the lens of self-government, which is required for really making good money. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to help teenagers make money. In this video, we're going to talk about why it's important that teenagers do have the opportunity to make money and what they can do to make that money. So why do teenagers need money? Well, they do need money because this helps them mature. In fact, they all want it, not just for the things, but because then that gives them the opportunity to practice some of their adult skills. Teenagers and all children actually need the opportunity to manage something, and money is the most logical thing to manage. It also leads to all of these other outcomes in life. If you can learn how money affects what you were able to buy people for Christmas, and you can budget it with the Christmas gifts that you're getting for people, then you also can use that money later to help you budget what you need for your college expenses, or to buy that home, or to handle the needs for your family. So learning to budget money is an adult skill that everybody needs the opportunity to learn how to do. Now, many parents get stuck in the quandary, do I give my child money and then just teach them how to manage it, or do they actually make the money themselves? Do they have to figure that out? And then how do we go about doing that? Because that can be very difficult, especially if a parent isn't really great at being an entrepreneur. It's hard to help the child do the same thing. So let's say your child isn't old enough yet to go get a job at, a fast food restaurant or a grocery store or somewhere like that where we oftentimes see young people working, but they still want to make money. What do we do? Because obviously it's a great idea to have them punch that time clock to see my time earns money, and I have to follow through on certain things for other people. I've got to get them done by a certain time period. All of those things are great for the teen to learn as they're earning their money. But there are other lessons that are learned in an entrepreneurial way. And oftentimes when children are small, they start thinking about how can I make a way to make money because I'm too young to start earning it right now. My father started businesses. I remember he had a lawn care business, and he had my brothers helping with the lawn care business. Sometimes I helped with the lawn care business, and we all got paid different bits. So he was teaching us how to work, how to be part of something, how to get your job done the right way, and that we would get paid for those things. He also was an entrepreneur in other ways too. He started a cleaning business. I remember one time, my father was a public school teacher, and when you have a big family and you're a public school teacher, you have to get creative about other ways to make money, because public school teachers, as some of you may know, do not actually make a lot of money. So anyway, he started different businesses, different projects, and he was really a self-motivated guy. And so I saw this in action. In fact, I started doing all kinds of things, starting babysitting businesses, selling cookies and having like little bake sales, and of course the lemonade stands and all of that kind of stuff as well. But I remember me and my friends deciding we were going to have a yard sale with a lot of our things, and we were going to sell some of our stuff and get money so that we could buy new things. And we were constantly trying to figure out a way where we could earn money when we were young, because we knew that we weren't of the age yet that we could get a job. And we also knew that our parents didn't have a ton of money to just give us. We couldn't go and just ask for the money from our parents. Although I think if I did, they probably would have helped me figure out even more so how to earn money. Well, my children did the same thing. Even though I could have just given them money anytime they needed it or wanted it, I felt like because of my upbringing that they would miss out on some key pieces of maturity and development if I did that. Because in my upbringing, I remember that I felt confident. I felt like I could solve my problems. I could manage my problems. I didn't get overwhelmed by things related to money. I just started thinking, how do I do it? What should I do then to find the money? How do I make my problem go away, right? And I just put myself in a problem-solving mindset because I was used to being able to earn the money, whether I made it myself somehow or whether I had a job for somebody else. Anyway, this was a big part of my upbringing. I think a big part of my confidence building. We want our children to go through proper maturing, and we want them to build the confidence that they need to succeed as adults. And so making money is going to be a big part of this. So what can we do then to help them? So we're going to talk about what I did and what I taught my children so that they decided to start their own businesses and make money, and how they managed their money. But before we do, click the subscribe button now. Speaking of having an impact in the world, because money oftentimes is a measure of impact, but in this particular mission, I don't worry as much about money. I worry about impact, meaning how many lives can I make better today? How many people can I help today? And if you subscribe on this channel, this video and many others will actually be seen by more people. So let's spread the good news out there and hit the subscribe button now. So I have 4 children of my own. I also was a treatment foster parent for a lot of troubled teens, and all of them wanted money. So we had to talk about what they could do to get money. Now, when they were very little, I talked to them about how they could come up with ideas for how to make money, and they tried lots of different things, right? Selling lemonade, selling popsicles, selling even water. One of my daughters, London, decided she was going to sell water because she didn't know what else to sell, and I think she only had one sale the whole day, probably a mercy sale because someone thought it was so cute that she was being so ambitious to sell water. But in the end, that business failed really fast. Those are the types of things that my children did, but I taught them that there were more opportunities out there too if they just thought about how they could apply themselves differently. Now, one of the ways that I did that is I had this running list in my home of things that I would pay people money to do. So certain gardens that I didn't have weeded yet, or maybe like washing out the inside of the big garbage can, the one you take out to the street so that it's emptied every week. Those types of gross things that you just don't ever get around to. And so I would put those on my list and attach a dollar amount to them, what I thought would be fair based on how much time it might take a person to do. And then I told them, hey, I have a whole list of things here that people can earn money for, and you can apply for a job. And if you apply for the job and you get hired, you do need to get things done very promptly, whatever we decide with the parameters for the employment. In our home, they do chores. We work together as a family. That's free. They work and do their own chores. That's free. Okay, I work and do my chores. That's free. None of us get paid for any of that. But when there are chores that I wish I had time to do and I feel like I want to employ someone to do it, then that's different. Now they're going to get paid for those chores. So they would come to me and they would say, Mom, I would like to apply for a job. And I would say, okay. And they would say, I've seen on the job listing that you have a job for someone to clean out the garage and sweep it all out and organize it. And I figure that's going to probably take me about 4 hours, to get that done. So I'm okay with the pay that you have there for the 4 hours. I'm going to, if you hire me, I will plan on starting at the job at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Would you be willing to hire me if I did that tomorrow? And so then I would look at my schedule and say, yeah, I think 10 a.m. tomorrow works. So you're saying you hope to be done tomorrow by 2 p.m. Is that correct? Yes. But even if I'm not done by 2 p.m., they would say, I will still finish it. And then I would say, okay, you're hired. You can work tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's how it happened. It was much like a real job. They had to stick to it. They tried to get done by a certain time, and then I would pay them immediately afterward. They also would go and do work for other people. So then they started thinking, who else could I ask for a job? So then they made flyers and they would go and hand them around about lawn businesses or yard care businesses or babysitting businesses. And I remember my son going to multiple different neighbors that he thought might have a need for someone to cut their grass and edge their grass. And he would knock on their doors and say, hey, I'm wondering if you've ever thought about this. I've got this new lawn care business. I'd be happy to give you a great introductory rate. So what was he doing? He was negotiating with them. He was saying, I have something that's worthwhile for you, and now you might have a need for this. Do you? Let's assess it, right? And so he would sell his services to other people. He actually made quite a bit of money doing that. But even more than that, he gained confidence and a respect for all of the money that he had earned, which I know is what so many parents want their children to experience. Even though that freedom that comes from the money is really what the child wants. They want to know they have enough. So if you're a teenager and you're watching this video, if you've made it this far, hearing me talk to probably more adults or parents, I want you to know something. The sky is the limit. Honestly, I have known teenagers who have made thousands and thousands of dollars doing simple things because they recognized somebody else didn't want to do it. So think innovatively. What do people need help with? What are they willing to pay for? Maybe you live in a place where it's not possible for you to go get some part-time job, or due to your schedule or something like that. But there might be somebody who would like you to type in their receipts to a database. I know my husband has paid my children for that many times. Just basic bookkeeping things, which is data entry. That type of stuff people will pay for, and you can find people who want you just to spend a little bit of time because they don't have enough time. Think outside of the box. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Go have those conversations with people and tell them, you need me, or do you think you might need me? I would like to be of service to you. And instead of pushing yourself on people or getting too worried about the money, worry about the service, and they'll see your heart, and then you'll probably get hired. If you would like to learn more about how you can be successful in your relationships and your business, there is a great video that you should check out next. The video is called The Expectation Trap versus the Cycle for Success. So click on the link to that video now. I'll see you there.